Hello everyone, and welcome to LEGO Worlds. That's right, this is the brand new game that just hit Steam a little bit earlier today from what I can tell, and it is kind of a Minecrafty sandbox adventure and building game, similar in style to Minecraft, Terraria, Starbound, those titles, but obviously with a very Lego-like theme. Now, I've played a little tiny bit just to get slightly familiar with the game here, and you know what, so far I'm really enjoying it, but I want you to make up that decision whether this is a game you're interested in or not, so let's just start diving right into the gameplay options here. Now, this game plays fantastic with an Xbox 360 wired controller plugged into the PC. When you're in-game, it's definitely the preferred way to play, but for the moment, let's just use the keyboard and mouse here, and we'll go through the settings and options menu that exist. Now, as you can see, the basic menu here, pretty basic, just music on or off. You can set the volume, you know, just within a slider 10 here. There are some video settings we'll go through, so you can set your resolution. It's one of the more annoying ones. You can click on it, or you can use your keyboard and mouse there to kind of just slide through it. I find it easier to use the keyboard and mouse and click through. Refresh rate is available, vertical sync, aspect ratio. Texture quality, you really only have low or high quality there. Brightness, just basic, out of 100 there, and then your DirectX version. And then we do have some effect options as well, very basic stuff here. FSAAs either on or off, shadow quality, low, medium, or high. Bloom, depth of field, motion blur, and ambient occlusion are just on or off. Depth of field, not very helpful here because you can see it's just either on or off. There's absolutely no description of what exactly that affects other than just, you know, depth of field is on or off, whatever that means. Alright, well, let's go and hop into a game here. Like I said, I've played a little tiny bit. This is going to be the kind of default generated Lego man it gives us. Let's name our world before we hop in here. Let's go with maybe Utopia. There we go. And we'll set some random galactic coordinates. Ooh, start in the middle of the ocean? Maybe something a little more captivating than that. This looks fantastic. Alright, let's dive right on in here. I'm recording this video using NVIDIA's Shadowplay, which is in beta, so you might notice a little bit of frame rate loss here and there. Nothing too serious. Okay, and we seem to have started off as a skeleton, and we're just kind of plummeting to Earth. Alright, and a little introductory cutscene there. Welcome to Earth, Skeleton Man. Oh, and right away we found a goat. Alright. Now, like I mentioned, this game plays absolutely fantastic with the controller. The controls do feel very fluid, very natural. There's almost no time at all needed to get used to just operating and running around the world. As you can see, it's all just built out of Lego. You kind of wander around and see what you can find, and as you find new blocks, you'll see they'll actually flash yellow like that, so you know to go over there and check the block, and then you can save them into your little menu. Now, the whole point of this, of course, is because it is a Lego game, it is kind of a Minecrafty type game. You want to learn as many blocks as possible so that you can then build interesting things with them. That's a new one there. An interesting little kind of oil rig setup there. And as you destroy stuff, you also gain this little currency, which can be used once you've found a block to then unlock it for building with. Because just finding the piece itself doesn't actually unlock it for building. You need to actually buy it from your blocks menu, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now, the movement in the game is absolutely amazing. It feels very much, oh, very cool, we found a tractor. It feels absolutely perfect with the gamepad. You know, moving around is very simple. I find that my character moves very much in the way that I would want them to. This is really cool, this tractor. Oh, we found ourselves a little bit of a farmer friend here. Hello, farmer. He's just riding a cow off into the sunset, I guess. And let's actually change. We don't want to be a skeleton for the moment. Let's change to a different character. Let's see, character customizer. We don't want to just change our hat. Let's maybe change it who we are entirely. Okay, and we're going to go with the Warlock. The Warlock's really cool. You can cast fireballs with him, at least some of the time. We don't seem to have that at the moment, but we'll get there. We will eventually get there. All sorts of interesting farm-themed stuff in this area. We've started here. And like I mentioned, I did play a little tiny bit before on another world, But all of this stuff that I'm finding here is new. There's a huge amount of diversity in the content that's already in the game at this time. It's honestly really shocking how much you can already do, considering this is an early access title that, at least as far as I'm aware, just went on Steam earlier today. And really just honestly kind of came out of nowhere. I hadn't heard any information about LEGO Worlds or what it was going to be like at all before I simply saw it on Steam today, and it's really blowing me away. And from all my years of video gaming, I just can't help but chase after all those little LEGO currency pieces every time they come out. And you get these from pretty much everything. If you die, if you injure your character, if you break something or beat someone up, you will get a little bit of currency for pretty much everything you do, which is nice because it allows you then later when you are building to build pretty much anything that you could possibly want. And what is that? Is that a lamb? Yeah, it kind of looks like I want to catch that. Oh, nope, come back here, sheep. I'm going to ride you. No, there we go. Perfect. So as you explore the game, you come across different pieces and tiles, and they all kind of have different purposes. Some of the animals are faster than others. Bears, for instance, are really, really fun to run around on, very quick. And the vehicles obviously offer a lot of speed as well, although the tractors that we've been finding around this area didn't seem to go terribly fast. Let's maybe try out a cow. I don't think I've found a cow yet. Come here, cow. There we go. Oh yeah, and look at this thing charge. That's quite a bull there. When you're in cutscenes and stuff like that, you can actually change the camera angles as well, just using the gamepad, so you always feel like you're in good control of the game. The controls really just are very, very well sorted for an early access game. I think you're going to like them as soon as you hop in, especially if you do have a wired controller. Like I mentioned, I have been completely using that instead of the keyboard and mouse. And we got a little cutscene here. Now, you'll get a cutscene in the game every single time you find a new biome, which is a nice little way if maybe you're just kind of running through the area and you don't notice that you kind of just half ran through a biome, to get a reminder that there's stuff here you should stop and check out. Like these pillars, for instance, I haven't seen those before. But there's all sorts of amazing biomes. I've found desert areas that have pyramids in them. I've found kind of spooky, evil areas that have warlocks and skeletons running around, lots of evil stuff. And then all sorts of different areas. The diversity to the game that's already in here is amazing. Really, the only thing that we're missing right now in early access is some sort of a multiplayer option. Now, the game is selling currently on Steam, at least here in Canada, in the $17 range, which is, you know, it's what it is. It's $17 for an early access game. Normally, I absolutely avoid early access games at all costs because they really, a lot of the time, you just don't know what you're going to get. But with this one, I've been very happy so far with the amount of time that I've had in here. Everything's very fun to play around with, just finding new vehicles to interact with, new buildings to place, new animals to interact with. And it all just feels so easy to use. Moving around in comparison to other games like Minecraft, it really puts it to shame right away. Like, you know, you hop in a boat and you can go so much faster on water. There's flying craft. I mean, you can even, from videos that I've seen, you can come across dragons in this game, and you can have your own pet dragon that you fly around and shoot fireballs from. There's really just amazing diversity to what's already in here. Of course, we come across these little chests. They're full of currency. And here's a bear. I can show you what I was talking about. Bear is one of my favorite things to run around on. It's quite quick and has a really fun little kind of running animation. Its idle animation is fun as well. You can see the bear kind of hops up on its feet and your character kind of struggles to hang on there. This is quite an interesting little spot we found here. It's kind of like a bunch of jelly candy. Oh yes, pigs. There are pigs in the game. Pigs are confirmed. You can ride the pigs just like any other animal in the game. And the chests do tend to have slightly better loot than the other stuff you can just kind of break within the game. Almost everything is breakable, of course, just with your fists, but outside of that, there is also a block builder that allow you to make massive changes to it. So you can see here, you can remove terrain, flatten it out entirely, and it's all very easy to use. You just literally select the spot you want to use it on and then hold down your action button. It's really good if you want to kind of customize the world, and building is very easy as well. I'll show you a little bit of that here right now. just kind of go up to there is a block builder. Now, if you are a hardcore Lego fan, you're going to love this. It allows you to just kind of place Lego blocks exactly as you want. You can use the mouse and keyboard, or you can use the gamepad. It might be a little bit easier when you're in the manual mode here to use the mouse and keyboard. You can get that precision a little bit easier, and the snapping seems to work better. But almost everything in this game with a wired controller is absolutely fantastic to play around with. But let's show you a little bit more of the building here. So you can see we found different items. We can be a shield-bearing warlock. There's different characters as well. You can play just as you find characters. All sorts of variety here. We've got custom ones as well. You can just tell them to go in kind of a random design mode. Of course, we did have to find the farmer earlier. Right now, I'm enjoying the warlock quite a bit. Creatures, every creature that you find can be ridden around on, and once you unlock them just using this menu here, you can spawn them throughout the game. So you can see, like earlier, I purchased the bear, and now I can spawn a bear anytime that I want, nice and easily. I like this system a lot more than in Minecraft, where you had to kind of develop a harness, and you know, there was really nothing to really help you figure out how to do that at first without kind of going out of game, whereas everything in here is very much just kind of presented to you in these easy to use menus, and it just makes playing the game fantastically easy. So we'll go down into brick builds here. You know, say we really like this area and we want to set up a bit of a home here. Well, we can just build a castle. You know, you don't have to manually build it all block by block, unless you want to. Of course, that is an option. It is as easy as just kind of choosing the type of building that you want and then telling the game where to go. You can see the frame rate kind of struggling a little bit as my guy does this intense building animation. We remember, we are building an entire castle on this spot here. And if you're wondering about my rig, I have a just a quad-core AMD processor at 4.3 gigahertz. It's one of the FX processors, and then 8 gigabytes of RAM, and an NVIDIA GeForce 760 GTX video card. So hardly an amazing rig by any means. This game will probably run well on a variety of systems, and you know, considering its early access, it does feel very, very fluid, despite the occasional flame drop. Now you might notice here as well, we do have a sets option. Right now the only set in the game is currently just the season set, the LEGO Creator Changing Seasons. Not sure exactly where the additional sets in the future will come from, whether they're going to be something that you buy an actual physical piece of LEGO to get, or if it's going to be that you buy like a DLC pack. Maybe this game will have a lot of microtransactions later, that kind of thing. Hoping that's not the case. But for the moment at least, there is still quite a lot of content. I certainly haven't discovered everything myself here already. Oh, and we're getting attacked by multiple skeletons. They must have came with the castle that we got. Let's beat them up. Now, in my previous game, I was actually able to cast fireballs with my warlock, and I'm not really sure exactly why I can't now. I was pretty surprised to be able to do it in the first place. But, yeah, the fireballs seem to be gone. Maybe I just accidentally looted another item or something in that one, or I've made some sort of change to the game since I came in here. Let's see, this is another warlock here. Let's try beating him up. Maybe it'll give us something for that. There we go. We took out the warlock. Literally broke him to bits. Okay, and no, still don't have any fireballs that we can cast here, which is unfortunate. I'll figure out the fireballs eventually. Nope, doesn't seem to matter what item we equip. Maybe if we change to a warlock that way. There we go. Okay, so I guess it was just that I was using the skin of a warlock rather than playing as the actual character of the warlock. But yeah, as you can see, he has these great little fireballs that can be used to blow up terrain, and it'll kind of lock on the objects. Like, oh, what did we find in here? Was that just latency? Yeah, I guess that was a little bit of latency. It almost looked like a cave was hidden inside here, but I guess the computer was just trying to catch up to my actual actions. Now, as the game stands, without multiplayer, there isn't too much to do other than build around the world itself, explore the different biomes, which there are quite a few in the game, and just try to see what all you can find. Like, there's these amazing mushroom zones, we've got forest over there. moving around the world is a ton of fun. You don't really take fall damage or anything like that. There's nothing really here that's like aimed at punishing the player. It's all just about having fun and moving around the world freely without too much of a challenge. There are, of course, some skeletons like you saw. They will attack you. They can kill you as well. You might have noticed that I had a few hearts displayed when I was in combat. However, if you do die, you simply respawn. There's no real substantial penalty for that. It really does just encourage you to kind of go around the world. Make friends with all the NPC characters you can find. At the moment, they don't do much, but when you do find a new one, there'll often be a little cutscene to kind of just point out that you found something new, and hopefully, as the game goes on, that'll kind of change. Oh, we found I wonder if we can ride that. Oh, and we can. Alright, so we found a flying creature here. We can jump, we can fly, and this is cool. I've never actually found a flying creature before, but now we have our own pet eagle, which we can fly around the world with. Let's see, we can drop down, we can fight with them. Hello, farmer. What's up? I'm just hanging out on my eagle. You know, no big deal, man, whatever. I'm just gonna fly away now, like an evil warlock would. Ooh. Let's see, I wanna go up. Oh, can we attack with X, it says. Attack with X. We can't attack the cows, it seems. Interesting. Alright, well that's enough of the eagle. Let's hop off him for now. And I'll show you a little bit more of the building options that are available, because really if you're looking at this game, you're probably considering it as kind of a Minecraft option. And it does really have some fulfilling building in the game now. Like I showed you before, there is the manual brick builder, which will allow you to place brick by brick. You can do your classic Minecraft style building block by block, but it's, you know, it's Lego, of course, and it's so good. Like, as a kid who played with Legos all the time growing up, this game really does feel like you're building with Legos all over again. I love that you can just, you know, select a building from the menu there and plunk it down. Afterwards, of course, you can use the brick builder to modify it. All of the buildings have fun little interiors that are really diverse. Like, diversity in this game is honestly just fantastic, especially for an early access game. I know this is going to be one of those titles that as it kind of progresses and builds on, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here just seeing all the different things, building strange houses and environments, and honestly, when multiplayer comes in, it's going to be just absolutely unbelievable in this kind of free roam sandbox builder style game genre that's been just kind of increasing in popularity as time goes on. Well, I hope that based on this very short video, you've at least had a little bit of information about whether this is a game for you. If you enjoy sandboxy building games, I really do think you're going to like this. It reminds me a lot of Cube World and Minecraft, not as much of Terraria and Starbound because of the fact that it is 3D. I feel like the graphics are much nicer here than they are in Minecraft. Minecraft, of course, you really do have to use your imagination a lot of the time, or maybe use extra mods and things like that to kind of zoom out the camera further and allow yourself to kind of decorate when you want to get into the real details. But here in Lego, you know, you can get really close to stuff and it still looks like a well-made game. Hopefully as it gets developed out further, there'll be even more options in there, but the movement feels fantastic. The diversity of blocks in the game feels absolutely amazing to craft with, and it seems to run very well for an early access game. It's pretty affordable at this point. It's in the under $20 range here in Canada, and if you're a fan of building games, I highly recommend checking it out. Anyways, this has been Dan from Danthrax Games. Hope this video has helped you out, and if you have any questions, feel free to post comments in the comments below. I'll be happy to get to those as best as I can. Have a great day. Thanks.